when did you come upon the idea of making a documentary about flat Earth?
I was on the internet and I saw a Reddit thread. People were all telling their stories about how, like, oh, there's a flat earther in my family, like, oh, there's one at work. Until that moment, I thought people actually believed it, and I started looking into it and realized, as a lot of people do, like, oh, this is real, people actually believe this.
No one else had done it, so that was also very helpful. We had a world premiere at Hot Docs, and this is our US premiere.
Were there revelations for you?
Yeah, the first person we talked to who was a flat earther was Mark. He was very, very open to talking to us. Very nice guy, very open, and I think one of the things that kind of surprised all of us was that it wasn't necessarily a religious angle, because you kind of maybe assume that it was a religious perspective, that flat Earth was somehow related to that, but the truth is no. That was really interesting, but also just how open everybody was and how nice everybody was and happy to talk to us about it.
I didn't expect flat Earth to like divide families and couples. Not that that always happens. In the end, some of the people that you talked to from the scientific community expressed the opinion that this might possibly be a dangerous thought process. Do you feel like you included that because you think that there's validity to it?
Well, I think we wanted to really show that this flat Earth is probably the most extreme example of a lot of different beliefs that maybe are off mainstream and kind of anti-science. So we wanted to really show that this was not a movie just necessarily about flat Earth, but it applies to a lot of different things.
I think we all agree that, like, flat Earth is symptomatic of the same things that some of the other, like, issues of science denialism, like anti-vaxxers, climate change denial. I think they're all sort of symptomatic of the same things. And like you said, flat Earth is a more extreme example of that, but the same leaps in logic or lack thereof you have to make to get to one place. You have to make more extreme versions of those to get to flat Earth, so it becomes a good lens to look at those other, perhaps more common forms of science denialism.
And sort of psychologically examining as well. This seems to be a particular age of conspiracy theories, with flat Earth maybe being the granddaddy conspiracy theory of everything. But you've heard my opinion. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for making this film. It's fascinating, subject matter. And thank you for coming out, supporting. Thanks to everybody else.
Thanks everybody. We'll be out there taking questions. And I'm sure there are some flat earthers here, and there are some on the streets that have any questions. They'd love to talk to you.
Because Earth is flat! And you're just denying it, but thanks. Because how can the weakest force known called gravity beat out two greater forces called centrifugal force and the vacuum of space? It can't, because it's the weakest force. Even my vacuum can pick things up off Earth.
This was going to be my question that they denied me asking. How can you explain the lack of a 900-foot curvature in the Chicago skyline? Coming up next on my channel, we just went out and did an experiment at Monterey Bay, which is scientifically verified to have no refraction, and caught me and Wendell 1 foot at the actual water level, water washing over our mirror. 14 miles away, no curvature.